Welcome to Alchemize Yourself Tarot. I'm getting that there was a person who needed to detach from a situation and walk away because they needed space to find fulfillment within themselves. Now take this as it resonates. This could actually be you detaching from a situation in order to find yourself. Or maybe you're dealing with somebody and you wonder why they've detached, why they've let go of this situation. Whichever role you are in this dynamic, the person that walked away does feel this need to seek fulfillment within themselves. And I'm getting that they didn't want to be tied down giving to something, right? Six of Pentacles in the reverse. They didn't want to give. They didn't want to share. They weren't ready for a reciprocal relationship. And I feel like this person definitely feels justified in doing this. You know, they feel like this is the right thing to do. So maybe they just feel like they needed to fulfill themselves more, needed to see what's out there. They weren't ready to really commit. They're not really goal-oriented when it comes to a relationship. So if you're dealing with a newer person, this may be somebody that maybe they're newly single, maybe you're newly single. I'm getting somebody that's just not ready for a commitment. And this definitely comes from, needing to seek out pleasure, contentment, just needing to see what's out there, not ready to really commit. You have to meet people where they're at, and this is not anything personal from either end. I think it's just a case of not being in a position to truly invest and get tied down in a relationship. And from a justice point of view, I think this is the right thing to do. I think it's better for them to walk away, or for you to walk away, than to continue to string you along or act confusing. Maybe this, I'm getting with the Seven of Cups, 7, 8, 9, I'm getting that the situation was getting confusing because maybe you felt like this person wasn't making a decision or locking anything down, or maybe they felt like this about you, and it was the only fair and just thing to do, or, is to just walk away. If someone's not ready for a commitment, the best thing for them to do is walk away from that connection. You don't want to continue to string someone along. So maybe they did ghost. Maybe they did just go quiet on you. They might have even said, hey, I need space. I need to walk away. Or maybe they didn't communicate this with you. But I feel like this is the position they are coming from. They need to find themselves. They need to see what's out there in the world. I'm getting kind of a vibe of somebody that's newly single, or just wanting to really be independent and free of a relationship. This person could have actually been through some legal stuff recently, went through breaking up a commitment or something of that nature. Anybody that's newly single, you just don't want to get too serious with somebody that's going through that's wanting to be single, because it's they're just going to end up causing a lot of anxiety and disappointing you. So, unfortunately, I don't see this person really reaching out unless they get to a point where they're having anxiety on their own, sleepless nights. I feel like eventually this person might reach a breaking point when they realize that, hey, I'm not manifesting anything new. I'm running out of options. For some of you, this is already played out. It's I want to be free. I want to do my own thing. But somebody, it's they have to get to a point where there aren't any other options. Things aren't working out. They're not getting what they thought they would get. The grass isn't greener. That's the vibe I'm getting. Because it's the outcome is that, you know, this is somebody that's indecisive. They're not finding what they thought they were going to be looking for. And usually that's when people commit or settle down in the real world. Like, you know, most people don't lock down a commitment unless either they really find the love of their life, which that may be the case. Maybe you did trigger a lot of emotions in this person. We do have a lot of cups here, but it was like they're just not ready. But a lot of times people don't commit until they know that they've explored all their options, especially if they're newly single. So you gotta, you know, from that point of view, it makes sense to not just rush into another commitment or relationship or rush into investing in something. And I think you're going to meet a lot of people like that out there, people that just are not ready to really lock something down, really invest in something, really get to know, or, you know, all of your situations will be different and look different. But I think they have to get, this person were to come back, I think they have to get it out of their system. I think they have to understand what life is like without you, right? It's like you have to allow people to walk away. Like I said, the roles could be reversed. Maybe you're going to find out that you're really happier on your own, that you don't really want to try to manifest or create anxiety around somebody that isn't fully invested in you, because I'm not seeing that something has really gotten off the ground, you know. And I think maybe there were unclear intentions. Yeah, Hermit in the reverse. Someone needed some space. They needed to be able to do some self-reflection. So hopefully this is giving some of you guys clarity on why a situation is not working out. And this is your opportunity. Whichever role you are in at this time, just know that not everybody is going to be at the same level or place that you're at. You know, sometimes people we meet aren't ready for relationships. Sometimes you realize you're not really ready for a relationship, or you're unsure about something, and it's just not the time to put all your eggs in one basket. This person just was not ready to do that. Maybe you have been dealing with this person for a while and they've been very resistant when it comes to committing or being generous or sharing with you. This is why I think this person is trying to stay emotionally detached, so that they have the potential to manifest the real deal for themselves. Okay. And you know, you get to a point where you realize this is not personal. You know, it's just not personal. But I do see somebody kind of going out there and realizing, oh, wait a second. I'm not getting what I wanted out of walking away from you. It's like they have to get to that discomfort of the Nine of Swords. And collective, if this is you and somebody's walked away from you, you have to ask yourself, do you really want to be somebody's plan B or C or D? You have to ask yourself that. Were you really ever going to want to commit, or were you ever really going to be compatible with somebody where they were that unsure? Okay, so there was definitely question about whether or not this was going to be wish fulfillment, whether or not the two of you were going to be compatible. So have peace in knowing that. Let them walk away. Let them lose you. And you need to walk away and focus on your wish fulfillment. This could be a big opportunity for you to find something better, something more aligned with you, somebody that's not going to confuse you or think that there's something better, or, you know, that's what I'm getting here. It's like two people maybe awakening to the fact that they're just really not going to be that happy with one another anyway. So what are they truly feeling? But I feel like you have already walked away from this too. I think even if you really cared about this person, you realize that this person was confusing you. They weren't going to give you what you wanted. They weren't giving. Six of Pentacles in the reverse. So this is time for you to do some soul searching. You know, is it really wish fulfillment if somebody's not choosing you or not ready to give to you? So you may even be taking some time to yourself to work through your fears and anxieties of being abandoned or not being chosen in a situation, needing to really consider what is fair. And I do think it is more fair and less karmically injurious to walk away, to not string somebody along, to not give somebody mixed signals. So I do see somebody is trying to be fair with you. Let's see, Eight of Cups. Yeah, prove it. Not confessing unless caught. Determined to keep you both. They are gaslighting you. So yeah, they're walking away because it could be that they don't want to let you know that they are considering another person or they're wanting to date other people. I'm also getting that this person may have acted like they had a lot of problems in the connection, like they had too much going on, that they wanted time to themselves. And I feel like at some point they did string you along because determined to keep both. I think this person realized this isn't gonna be fair anymore. I need to just walk away because I'm not gonna give to this. So I'm definitely getting somebody juggling choices, options. They may have had a particular person in mind that they wanted to explore a connection with, but they didn't want to come right out and say it, so they walked away. Some of you, they did ghost. I am seeing tape over this person's mouth. So they might have actually just left you and not done this the correct way. They might have just... I think you felt something was off. You knew that this person, you know when somebody's not truly invested in the connection. Okay, if they're not initiating things, if they're not initiating spending time with you or dating you or anything like that, I feel like that's usually a pretty big red warning or caution sign. Hey, this person's not really into this. But why they're staying guarded about this is I feel like they definitely wanted that option of finding wish fulfillment. Why they're staying guarded is someone was wanting to play hard to get. They don't want to settle. And, separation, needing time to clear the mind, temporary break, too many obstacles. This person just wanted to do their own thing. And you may call them selfish, but it was like, I think this person did want to play hard to get. Maybe they want to, like I said, they want to see what's out there. So they walked away. They wanted to clear their head. Could be that there were a lot of obstacles in your connection. Maybe there were some incompatibilities or disagreements, and they just did not want to settle for that. It's like I'm getting an energy of, like, this could have been somebody you've recently been dating or engaging with, or I'm not necessarily getting a long-term commitment here. Some of you were in a long-term commitment with this person with the Justice card, or they were something of that nature, but it's like they didn't want to settle for obstacles. It's like I'm getting somebody that really just wants to focus on what they want, and they are not going to negotiate that at this time. So they will reject at the first sign of things not running smoothly or them getting their way. I mean, this could be somebody that it's like it's their way or the highway. And as soon as there's any issues in the connection, it's like they're gone. They're holding out their hand. They're done. They walk away. Thank you, next. I'm getting like a very strong thank you, next energy. And this could be somebody that has a lot of options. It's like they don't want to settle for anything less than what they think. Just remember that. This is what they think is best for them. This could even be you. Maybe you were like not settling. I'm getting that you weren't willing to settle for certain things. Like if they were wanting to be casual or keep you as a backup plan, you may have even been like, wait a second, you're not going to settle for that either. You don't want to be an option. You don't want to just have somebody gaslighting you, especially if they're dealing with another person. And it's like their emotional fear is the Six of Pentacles. It's like, I don't want to lose money. I don't want to waste money or time. Person could be really superficial, kind of cocky, like, oh, well, I don't want to put in a lot of money or time into something that's not the sure thing. But the thing is you never get to that point if you're 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And I'm getting that, like almost like a Two of Pentacles, 1 foot in, 1 foot out, wanting to maybe, I'm getting someone's maybe even started dating somebody else and they didn't let you know. They didn't want to be upfront about that. So they could have just ghosted, like, or acted like it was your fault, like you were creating problems. When you start asking questions or wanting clarity, that becomes a problem. Right? Now you're not fun anymore because now you're wanting reciprocity and consistency and things like that. But their emotional fear is, yeah, getting caught. You may have found evidence on their phone, or maybe you realize this person was dating other people. Someone says something, somebody was caught. They feared getting caught giving to somebody else. They knew it was going to come out eventually. And they were starting to push you away and act elusive. And it's like they have to walk away from you or ghost you because they knew you were on the verge of figuring them out. Maybe you've been in this connection for, I'm not getting like a long-term thing. I'm getting like keeping you both. I mean, this could be somebody that you've had a long-term commitment with that, you know, started stepping out on the relationship. And it's like they had to leave before they got caught. They knew things were going to start getting superstitious, or that you were going to get suspicious, superstitious. That could be it. Maybe someone is a little superstitious, but I'm getting suspicious. They knew they were acting suspicious. I'm also getting, you may have been dealing with somebody that had a long-term commitment and they were kind of catching on. Maybe their person was catching on, right? You know, sometimes people don't let you know that they already have another established commitment and they don't want to get caught or somebody's catching on to them. I'm getting layered scenarios here, but what they're wanting to reveal is maybe they did get caught with the Justice card. Somebody caught them. And then they had to walk away because they were trying to juggle you and a person that they were already with. Or this is your long-term partner. Either way, they are sorry. They're getting karma for it. They're wanting to make things right. Whoever caught them and whatever karma or consequences they're getting, they're regretting it. or they're going to, right? They're not going to really reach out until they get to this breaking point, right? People have ego and pride. People, it's easier to ghost. Think of the ghoster as somebody that's really fearful, avoidant, dismissive, avoidant. It's because they can't handle the negativity and consequences of their actions. So, they have to walk away. They know that everything, all of their plans and schemes get kind of exposed. So somebody knows they're exposed with you, that you don't trust them now. Or like I said, maybe they have a partner that caught them. And it's like they're just going to have to do damage control. Or if this person wanted to be single, like maybe they know their options are starting to catch on to the red flags, right? The red, it's like people are starting to catch on to the fact that this person's a player, that they're not serious, that they're not investing. Usually, like I said, when somebody's actively investing and dating and reciprocating with you because they act. They don't act. They act in such a way that makes you feel secure and stable. Like they don't want you to get away, right? So anytime somebody's willing to lose you, or when they're acting suspicious or wishy-washy, that's a red flag. You're like, wait a second, you're obviously not serious. So what must happen first? They have to reach a breaking point. Yeah, destructive behavior, playing with fire, hard to resist, homewrecker. Somebody was a homewrecker, maybe a siren, somebody got seduced, somebody is feeling guilty, anxious, tempted. Somebody tried to play with fire and they got caught. Or they're just, homewrecker, caught. They're a player. They play with fire. They're self-destructive. They have to feel that pain. Most people don't feel regret or remorse until they get caught. They don't care about coming back around until their grand plan isn't working out for them. But magician in the reverse is somebody being manipulative. They want to manifest. Willpower, be reserved. Someone's not able to manifest their grand plan doing whatever they're doing. It's like I'm getting even somebody torn. It's like they want the stability, they want the commitment, they want the consistency and security of the commitment, but they also want to play around. Be careful with people like that. They like having a sure thing, something secure and stable, but they also like to play with fire. They like to go out. They like to see what's out there. They like to explore their options. And it's catching up with them. Because what's encouraging the vulnerability here is this, manipulation, twisting facts, making them feel sorry. They act like a martyr. Could actually be, someone got caught up. Maybe they're getting played. Ooh, what I'm getting is this person could end up in a karmic situation where they're getting played at their own game. Gaslighting, twisting facts. It's like somebody has to turn the table on them. Ooh, I'm like the players getting played. They need to meet their match. They need to feel that's the karma. They need to have somebody else do to them what they did to you. That's when they're going to feel it. And it could be work trying to improve their finances, work affecting their love life, something to do with their work. They could be having some sort of work affair and that's turning out bad. Also, it's like they have to be played at their own game, and it has to affect their money in some way. Ooh, what I'm getting to is this person that's manipulating them, they're the gold digger. They're actually having to put in a lot. This is the person that they're investing in. But the person that they are choosing to invest in is actually manipulating them, draining their resources. They're having to hustle and scramble to keep this person happy. Could be an ex. Maybe they're getting, their karma through an ex or through a lover that is manipulating and controlling them. It's like they're getting a taste of their own medicine. In the breakthrough moment, this Hierophant is this higher learning, like having, the twin flame. They are mirroring you, constant yearning, reconnect. Their breakthrough moment is realizing that they really want to be committed to you. They have to go through some sort of karmic connection. And this happens a lot. Sometimes people have to go through a karmic connection in order to see or wake up to the fact that they left behind a soulmate, or the person, a soul connection, the person that they were meant to be with. It's like they have to push you away. They have to lose you. And I'm getting someone had to be played at their own game in order to realize, oh, wow, that was like, they were the one. The grass wasn't greener. And by the time they come back, collective, by the time somebody like that comes back, do you even really want them? Or do you realize it was just all a fantasy? Maybe you put them on a pedestal. Maybe you're just like, you want to keep your options open at that point. Do you really want to be with somebody that can let you go so easily? Playing dumb, pretending not to know the truth, doing anything to avoid change or responsibility. Ooh, I don't even like this. They're going to try to confuse you. They're going to play dumb. They're going to act like they didn't know better, that they got tempted. Yeah, people that get caught, usually they kind of just, that's the gaslighting. They're going to act like they didn't know what they were doing, or they got caught up, or somebody tried to manipulate them. Ooh, I'm getting some of that mixed excuses like, oh, they seduced me, they manipulated me. It's like they're avoiding responsibility. And I think they just felt like everybody wins. Everybody gets what they want. All parties come to an agreement. No hard feelings. No hard feelings. Everything worked out in the end. It's kind of like, I don't know. But they're resisting the connection, trying not to fall in love. And then at the end, it's like, I'm getting somebody that's going to gaslight you and just pretend, oh, well, everything's fine. Everything worked out. See, it's okay. And they're going to brush this under the rug. So you're going to have to ask yourself, do you really want a person like this? It doesn't matter if you think they're a twin flame or not. They walked away from you. They thought the grass was greener. They wanted to explore what was out there, and then they got caught up. And the irony is, a lot of times they get caught up and they end up, everything they didn't give you, they give this other person. They give freely to the other person that's manipulating them. And it's like they have to crash and burn from that in order to realize, oh, I walked away from the real one. What else, Spirit? And then we're going to close this out. So what do you need to know? How do you transmute or alchemize your situation? How do you maintain your peace and balance at this time? And how do you detach from an outcome with this silly person? Have faith. Have faith. Whoever is meant for you will be with you. you will be with the person that's going to treat you right, that's going to reciprocate, that's going to love you and choose you. Have faith in yourself. Phoenix rising, you're going through a major transformation. That's the alchemy. Phoenix, you know, you get burned to the ground. You rise from the ashes. You end up glowing up, having a better life. If somebody leaves you, the best revenge is bettering yourself. Having faith in yourself, in your own growth, in your own transformation. Let this person go. Let them go out into the wild. That's none of your concern at this point. You're going through a major rebirth and transformation. Maybe you did really get burned down by this person. Your confidence, your faith in things, but you're very beautiful. Focus on your inner and outer beauty. Do what's best for you. Don't allow this person to crumble your faith in yourself. Okay, so I'm going to close it out there. Please like, share, and subscribe. Sending much love to you. Bye.